What if I told you you could live 45 minutes from the best, beautiful beaches right on the Gulf Coast of Florida and only a few minutes walk away from your own sandy shore? Well, today I'm going to introduce to you a brand new community that promises to bring the beaches to the suburbs right here in my hometown of Parrish, Florida. Stay tuned. I'm really excited today to tell you about a very unique community that's coming to Parrish, Florida. That's going to be called Seaire, and it's built by Metroplaces developers. So they're going to be a mixture of homes here at Seaire in Parrish, Florida. They're going to have villas and townhomes and, of course, single-family homes. And the concept is they want to have something that appeals to everyone at every stage of life. So that would mean whether you're single, or maybe you're a new family, you don't have kids yet, or maybe you are a growing family with children, maybe you're empty nesters and you're thinking about moving to a place where you're not quite ready or don't really like 55 plus. You want to be in the mix of a varied ages that live in your community, then Seaire might be the right place for you. And if you are an empty nester and you really want to find out more about how to plan for being an empty nester, plan for making a move from another area, selling the home that you've shared with your family for many years, moving to an area like Parrish, Florida, then be sure to watch this video here where I kind of walk out things that you should think about if you are an empty nester. So before we dive in and see what's going to be happening around this great lagoon community called Seaire coming to Parrish, Florida, please make sure you like this video and subscribe to this YouTube channel so I can keep this information coming out, because I'm going to be keeping you up to date on all of the progress going on over here. I got some video of it now. I had to go out on a day when they weren't working on it, kind of get there on a weekend when it was kind of dead. And it is just fields and stuff, but it is getting worked on. So I'm going to keep you updated on what's going on, the prices, when things are going to be ready for you to view and that sort of thing. So make sure you subscribe.
And now continuing with the news.
So I'm really excited to tell you about a brand new community. It's actually in the works right now. They're putting in the infrastructure, coming to Parrish, Florida. And I think it's going to be a real hit. You can see what you think about it. But this particular developer, known as Metroplaces, has built in counties like Pasco County and in Hillsborough County, a little north of us. And not sure what this particular community is going to look like quite yet, but we can certainly dig into what it looks like in those communities, get an idea for what's coming here. And this developer has been very popular both in Pasco and Hillsborough County because these areas are either sold out or they're in the process of selling out. So it's going to be really interesting to see what is it going to be like here in Parrish. What's really interesting and unique about Metroplaces development is that they build communities around a community lagoon. Now, each area, whether it's in Pasco or whether it's in Hillsborough, each area lagoon is different as far as the size of it. Ours right here in Parrish is going to be 4.5 acres, and they're saying there's going to be about 3,000 homes. And I know, get a little freaked out about that many homes because it is bursting kind of right now. So we really need to finish getting the infrastructure and the roads and that sort of thing in so that we can accommodate all of these people that are going to move here. But 3,000 homes on about 1,555 acres. So first, let me give you kind of an update on where it's going to be located. Here's an overall map. You can see up here north is Tampa and St. Pete. And then below is Bradenton and Sarasota. And of course, the big red star is where Parrish is. So this is where it's going to be located. And then if we hop on over to this map, you can kind of see where Seaire is going to fit. That 1,555 acres, that's a lot. So it's going to be off Moccasin Wallow Rd. And you can see it's just a mile east of I-75. So really close to anywhere that you want to go, north or south, east or west. And of course, it's going to extend down here to Erie Road. Those of you that live here know how big this area is. So this is where Seaire is gonna sit on the map. So who is Metroplaces Development? Well, they are a Tampa-based community, started in about 2003, and they're really well known for their lagoon master plan communities. Some of their most well-known communities, one's called Epperson, and it's in Pasco County. And believe it or not, one is right up the road in Waimalma, which is right beside Sun City Center, and it's called South Shore Bay. If you've never been to the one up in South Shore Bay, you really should maybe drive around. That might give you an idea of what it's going to look like. I've sold houses up in South Shore Bay, and it's a beautiful community built around this lagoon. And all of the people that buy homes in whatever particular community it is, that one South Shore Bay, this one here in Parrish will be called Seaire. When you buy as a resident in one of those communities, you have special access to the lagoon. You don't have to pay as much as the public has to pay, and you have special events for residents only. And Metroplaces Development is one of the largest privately held developers in Florida. So I was reading a quote from the Vice President of Marketing and Communications for Metroplaces Development, and he said, let me quote it to you, "We are extremely excited to bring our Metroplaces brand to home buyers in Manatee County, Parrish, Florida." And of course, he said the name Seaire reflects the casual resort style living we offer, whether it's for a young family commuting to work or people working from home or empty nesters, which we already talked about. I know I was curious to know, what are they known for? Like, what's so exciting about this developer and about Seaire? What's the big difference? Well, we're going to talk about the two things that are most unique about Metroplaces Development. The first being, like I've said, is this 4.5 acre lagoon. So if we go to one of the local Metroplaces developments, the one I mentioned in Waimalma up near Sun City Center, is called South Shore Bay. You're going to kind of get a feel for and kind of see the overall look here of this lagoon. Isn't that pretty? Sandy shores, just like I said in the intro, bringing the sandy shores to you. And of course, that's what every American family looks like. No, they don't. And there's just so much to do here. But let's go up, and I want to show you each kind of tab to show you a little bit about what it's like to go plan your day at the lagoon. What's the lagoon like? You can buy tickets. Lots of sandy shores here. And of course, you've got day passes that you can get. You can book your day here. They've got water slides. How cool is this? They've got something called the Gasparilla Island. I've never been, again, I've only seen it. I have been in it to look at it, and that is it. You can get a day pass if you are not a resident and you just want to go and enjoy a day. Maybe have people in town, you just want to take the kids, get them out for a while. And of course, in Florida, I believe that these are all heated to certain times of the year. You can go and enjoy it. And of course, the prices here reflect the fact that this is seasonal. So there are certain times during the season when it's busier, and of course, they're going to charge you more. They've got something called the Lazy Day Pass for $5. That's not so bad, but remember, these are just specific times during the year. And then you can add on water activities like the Splash Pass, the water obstacle course. That looks like it's going to be really fun. You can go kayaking, you can go paddle boarding and that sort of thing. They also have Cabana Cove rentals, and these are kind of get pricey here if you ask me. So the Aquabana, those are kind of expensive. Looks fun though, but yeah, that's kind of pricey just to be floating around on the water. I can do that at the beach, but hey, you do you. They have cabanas if you want to bring some people and everybody wants to split a cabana where you're, out of the sun. And of course, they have different types of cabana for loungers, that sort of thing. A little bit cheaper for the clamshell, and of course they have premium seating if you want to do that. So lots of different rentals. If you want to have a party, you want to have a family event, you have birthdays, you have something you want to do, a retirement party, anything that you can think of, they've certainly got something that you can purchase. That's how they make money, people. Okay, so let's look here. Food and drinks. They have different bars. Yes, they actually have a full cocktail bar. Different types of bars. They have food trucks. They have different kinds of hubs where you can go and get food, so you don't have to bring food if you don't want to. And again, here's just some really cool pictures. I love the slide, looks fun. Yeah. And of course, loungers, clubhouses. Of course, they have public restrooms. There's also an event lawn, which I think is really cool. I like the event lawn because they're going to have live music and that sort of thing there. And kayaks, paddle boards, just some really cool pictures there. So again, that's what these communities are built around, this great lagoon. Yes, they're open to the public, but again, residents have specialty nights and that sort of thing. Let's look at their events calendar because I think that it's really exciting. They offer something pretty much every day of the year if you want to be involved. So you can see all of these different tabs up here. Let's go to the event calendar because I think that they've got some great things that are planned. This was December's Don't Miss Moments. And look at this. Let's just take a typical, you can see all the different things that they do throughout. Look at this, throughout the month. Certain days that it's closed for whatever reason. And if you look closely at these, you'll see the bar hours. This is for public use. They also put the resident member offerings that they have. So if you live in the community, you get a few more perks. And you also have access to a monthly pass that is a lot less money for the residents than it would be for the public. But look here, your bar hours are extended. It's going to tell everyone what the hours are for the water that day, what the activities, whether they're open or not, what kind of events they have for residents. Again, the green represents resident only. This night they're having musical bingo. If you look over here, they had music on the turf, so they bring in people, live music in that event center that you saw, trivia night. So they have these great football nights. It's called Gear Up and Fuel Up. Starts for days, you'll see here it was 5, but they also do it different times for different games. And of course you show up with your team jersey on. I would show up with my TJ Watt number 90 Steelers, even though they're not so great this year. But they do that and people can come and watch football and that sort of thing. And the bars are open. And then of course you can see they have movies on the turf. They'll show a different for the residents. Aquaman they showed here. They'll have a Christmas trivia. They had, again, movies, all kinds of different events. And I think that this is really, really nice. So if you're the kind of person that wants to live in a community where you've got something, if you wanted to be involved, you have something. You can take the kids with you if you just want to meet up with some friends, that sort of thing. So that is the calendar. And of course, you also have groups and events. You can celebrate things. I think we already talked about that. If you want to do a water package, you want to invite people for whatever, a birthday party, a retirement. Look at this, what they offer. The day pass, beach it and land package. You get yard games, cornhole, ping pong, Jenga, Connect Four, just stuff to do. Kids love this kind of stuff. Cocktail party in paradise. Now who doesn't want to do that? So somebody have a cocktail party there and invite me, please. A glow party. And of course there's add-ons, right? They can entertain you, bring in DJ, bring in live music. They can do eat and drink in paradise. So believe me, it's going to be a hot spot because you can plan your company events here. You can plan family events, birthdays, that sort of thing, any kind of celebration. And these are things to know before you go. So this is where you're going to go to find out, again, what's the lagoon look like? What are the hours of operations? How do you get there? What can you bring? What is a lazy day pass? What's the refund policy? Are there lifeguards on duty? Can you bring food? Is the water heated? So all of this information, of course, is going to be on their websites for each individual community. Again, this is Seaire, so there's nothing on it right now. But I think it's going to be a great place for families, and it's certainly going to be a hot spot for Parrish, Florida. And the second unique feature about Seaire and about Metroplaces development is they're going to offer something called Ultra-Fi. And of course, Ultra-Fi is an internet service. It's going to be lightning fast. It's going to connect the entire community. So whether you're in your home or you're walking around on their trails or in your golf cart or whatever, you still have connectivity within the neighborhood. And I think like most neighborhoods right now, I know they do this in North River Ranch, that is typically included, or the base package of that Wi-Fi is included in the HOA. We'll see if that's the case here at Seaire. And the other unique technology they're going to have is something called the Street Leaf Solar Street Lights right here. And so these are street lights, of course, that are powered by solar, and they've proven to be extremely popular at all of the Metroplaces communities like we've discussed before. And it just gives you street lights, right? And if you've been around in Parrish or any of the communities out here so far and you've looked around, you will find some of them are kind of dark. There's not a lot of street lights. We don't have street lights in our community. We only have the lights that are on the individual homes. So if you're a person that likes to live in a community where you can walk at 4 o'clock in the morning, I don't recommend that. But you want to have a lot of lights in your community, this is going to be powered by the Street Leaf Solar Street Lights. So who's going to be building at Seaire in Parrish, Florida? There are going to be 4 builders. Now, 2 of the builders you've heard of, maybe 2 you haven't heard of. The first 2, one is Lennar, and of course you've heard of Lennar. They're a national builder. The other is D.R. Horton, again a national builder, because Lennar and D.R. Horton are typically teamed up together in the other developments built by Metroplaces. So first, let's go to Lennar. They're going to be building, this is South Shore Bay, and the reason I'm using this is because we don't have information yet on exactly which homes they're going to be building, what floor plans, if they're new, if they're existing floor plans, what the prices are going to be. But we can look at South Shore Bay up in Waimauma, kind of get a feel for what they're building here. Typically, they'll have townhomes, condos, villas, and of course, they'll always have single family for non-age restricted, and then they typically have, as you can see here, an active adult. Now, I again have sold up in South Shore Bay, and it's pretty typical to what's being built right now in Prosperity Lakes. So if you're curious about that community, definitely reach out to me. I can tell you what's going there, but beautiful single family homes. There are going to be villas, and of course that's on the active adult side, 55 plus. And then they have a separate section, which is just any age. It's non-age. It's not restricted to a certain age. And again, single family homes. So you can kind of get a feel for their prices here. The villas are typically in the low to mid 3s, and they're going up from there. I know that's the way it is in Prosperity Lakes. And then homes are typically in the mid 3s on up to, I'm sure they're on up into the 5s. So this just gives you an idea of what Lennar is going to be building there. Again, we don't know exactly what the floor plans are, but we do know that it's going to be Lennar, and they'll probably be in that mid 3s to probably the mid 5s. And let's talk about D.R. Horton, one of the largest builders in the country. And D.R. Horton at South Shore Bay is sold out of all of their single family. So right now they're just selling townhomes. Their townhomes up there seem to be starting, in the 3s, which I think that they start in the, the upper 290s, which we know is 3s, up into the mid 3s. Now, if you've been to Bella Lago in Parrish, if you've been to Bella Lago in Parrish, or you've been to Berry Bay, which is just up the road from Bella Lago, actually in Hillsborough County, you're going to find the same kind of single family homes that they're building. And they have different series of homes. They have sometimes the Express series, different kind of series that goes up from there, the Premier series or whatever. They have different series of homes at D.R. Horton. So we're not really sure which series they're going to build here at Seaire and Parrish, but we do know they'll give a variety of types of single family homes, from kind of starter homes up into even larger homes that have 3,000 square feet or more. And I'm sure those are also going to be in the mid 3s to 6s and 7s. Now, if we skip over to a builder that you might not have heard of, this is called Biscayne Homes. They're going to be building in Seaire. And they offer certain series as well. They have lagoon residences, which are going to be townhomes. They're pretty nice townhomes. Again, you can see that's built around the lagoon. They're called lagoon residences. They're quite very lovely homes here. You can see kind of the inside of these homes. You know, I hope I don't make you sick and throw up, but you can, of course, I would click on a toilet. That makes a lot of sense. Let's see what it's looking like out here. Okay, so these are going to be 3 and 4 bedroom townhomes. Again, we don't know this is exactly what they're going to build at Seaire, but this gives you an idea of what they build, townhomes and single family. And of course, different series of homes. You see these homes here, they call this the Serengeti. Wouldn't you love to say, I live in the Serengeti? They're going to start in the low 6s, Eagles Cove about the mid 6s, and Robbins Cove. Now this again is a different community. This is Epperson in Pasco County. But look at these prices here. So these are going to be luxury homes if you're looking for something like that. And I'm always, you know, really curious about what these prices, because what you see here are base prices, right? So we know this doesn't include the lot premium. It doesn't include any bells and whistles, any upgrades. So let's kind of look at their early move-in going up on in Epperson up in Pasco County. And let's look at really what these prices are going to be. So you can kind of see here where you've got a home priced at $750 at about 2,300 and some square feet, on up into larger homes at 4,600 square feet. Yowza. Look at that bad boy right there. That's pretty. 3-car garage, and look at that price. $1,000,003. So again, you can kind of get an idea for where these prices are coming in. The 6s, the 7s, the 8s, the 9s, well over 1 million. Boy, I'm really curious to see what they're going to build here at Seaire. A lot of people are looking for a larger square footage, believe it or not. You would think that they're not. And most builders right now, post-COVID, are building smaller square footage homes, and that just doesn't fit everybody. A lot of people that are empty nesters, they're not necessarily downsizing. I know we did downsize from Colorado to here. We had 4,300 square feet there. We only have 2,500. And honestly, you've heard me say this on other videos, I wish that we had not downsized so much, because we could use some extra rooms for when all the kids and grandkids come to visit. So this might be something that you guys are interested in. I will keep an eye on this builder for you guys, because I think they look lovely, and we'll see where those prices really end up. And the fourth builder that's going to be at Seaire in Parrish, Florida is called Dream Finders Homes. Now this is a Jacksonville-based builder, and it'll be pretty much their first attempt on the west coast of Florida. You can see this map here. They build in Denver and Texas and some of the New England states. They build over in Colorado and Texas and of course the eastern states here. So they're primarily right now in Jacksonville and Orlando. So we don't know what kind of floor plans they're going to be bringing us. We don't know what the prices are going to be. But getting an idea from their Orlando site, we can see that there's a lot of communities in Orlando. And of course, they range in every price range, right? The 6s, the 3s, the upper 2s, I doubt that, but you know, it is what it is. The 5s, the 4s, the 2s, the 5s, the 4s. So it's going to be interesting to see what they build here. You can see some in the 8s. And what floor plans and what prices they're going to have. But they do look like really lovely homes. Looks like they're going to be a little more upscale again. I'm looking forward to seeing what they build. I might even make it up to one of their communities up in Orlando so that I can get an idea of what they build. And I'll keep you posted on what Dream Finders Homes is, what they bring to the table. And of course, I've been talking to my reps and that sort of thing with each of these companies, and they're going to keep me posted as well. So make sure you subscribe so you always know what's going on here with these builders are going to be building at Seaire. And this is the overall Seaire Master Community Plan map. So you can kind of get an idea. I showed it to you on a different map. This is Moccasin Wallow up here. And if we zoom in, you can kind of see where things are going to be built. Up here, this is Moccasin Wallow Rd right here. This takes you to I-75. This is going to be a future multifamily, which we really need here in Parrish. We need more multifamily, some nice apartments, that sort of thing. There's going to be future commercial. They are expecting to have a hotel. They do have hotels at their other locations. I know one is a Holiday Inn Express. I can't remember if it's a Fairfield Inn at the other one, but I think that that's smart, right? Because people are going to come here and enjoy it. But we do need another, well, we don't even have a hotel right now in Parrish. We have one in Ellenton where the factory shops are, but we don't have a hotel. So that's going to go somewhere in here. And then if you look really here, if you look at this, let me just make that bigger again. You can kind of see that lagoon area. So it'll come right off of Moccasin Wallow Rd. This is Carter Road. And look at this big lagoon. So here's this big lagoon area, again, 4.5 acres. And then you're gonna have parking and that sort of thing, event space. And then you can see where everybody's gonna build. So we've got dream finders here. Again, I think these are gonna be those, some sort of townhomes or condos or villas. And I think back here, we're gonna have some larger lot homes. So this is all dream finders. And if you come over here, you can kind of see where Lennar is going to be building up in here. This is all Lennar. I mean, that's pretty. There's Lennar. Lots of Lennar. D.R. Horton, going to be back in this area here. The back of the community meets up to Erie Road. And then we have this section here for Biscayne homes. So you kind of notice that really Biscayne is the smallest section, but I think that's because these are going to be the big dollar homes, people. So it'll be interesting to see what they build there. I'm excited about it. So here again is the overall community building going on up here. This is all of Seaire here. This is Erie Road here. And then down here, we're going to also have some expansion. If Seaire decides that they want to move into this area, if it's owned by someone else, I have some ideas on things I've seen on the county website and stuff, but we're not going to say anything about it right now because I don't know for show. So we're going to be hush about it right now, but you know I'm going to let you know. More residential, lots of stuff going on in Parrish right now, people. Great time to get in on the early pricing of these kind of communities because you get the best prices at the beginning and you get the best resale when it's all finished. So of course, naturally, the next question is when is all of this great development, this Seaire community, my Metroplaces development, when is it coming to Parrish? When are you able to go there, look at the lots, look at the infrastructure, see the model homes, and see the different builders that are going to be there? Well, the developer is saying they expect to have a welcome center, some model homes, and actually some spec homes ready by the end of the year. Now, they're saying 2024. I'm assuming it's going to be late third quarter, fourth quarter. Again, you saw the video that I put up earlier. They're really just putting in all the drainage of the pipes and getting utilities and getting all the infrastructure there. So I think it's going to be a while, but you also know you've driven by something one week and the next week it's, a whole mall. Or it seems like they put things up really quickly. So who knows how quickly they're going to get going. It'll be interesting to see when those facilities are ready for us to browse and see what the prices are going to be and that sort of thing. Make sure you stay tuned so I can give you that information when you're ready to make your trip down here and see if it's a place you want to be, or maybe you live here already and you're thinking you're ready for a change and this sounds like your kind of place to live, then I'd love to show it to you. And are they going to have HOA and CDD fees?
You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me!
Seriously? Really, people? Of course they're going to have HOA and CDD fees. We don't know what those are yet. But yeah, it's pretty typical, especially post-COVID, for that sort of thing to happen. And remember, CDD fees, if you're not sure what those are, they're Community Development District fees. Those are fees that are added to the non-ad valorem section of your tax bill, and they vary from place to place, community to community. Depends on what is put in the community. It also depends on how big the lot is, how big the house is, that sort of thing. So if you're not sure what a CDD is, make sure to watch this video where I explain what a CDD fee is and why it is. Yes, they definitely will have CDD fees. Now, remember, each of these builders also builds their own amenities within the community. So the lagoon is not all you're going to have. I definitely think you're going to see things like clubhouses and fitness rooms and trails and golf cart paths and that sort of thing. And the reason, and of course, dog parks and playgrounds and stuff, they do that per builder, per community. So not only will you have access as a resident to the 4.5 acre lagoon, you're going to have your own amenities in your own community. So I know Lennar is famous for building great clubhouses and great fitness. Same thing with D.R. Horton. Biscayne, we'll see what they offer, and Dreamfinders Homes, we'll see what amenities they're each bringing. So those HOA and CDD fees are also going to pertain to the specific community within the Seaire development. If you like a gated community, there will be some gated sections within the community there. Depends on the builder. Some will be townhomes, maybe those luxury townhome residences. Some maybe Biscayne if they're building big dollar houses in the back. We'll see which ones are going to be gated. If that's important to you and you feel like you'd really like to be in a gated community, that also adds to your HOA and adds to your CDD. But if that's you, then I'll keep you posted on that as well. So what do you think? Is Seaire a place that you might want to check out? I'd love to hear from you. I'd love for you to give me a call, share with me what you're thinking, what your journey is, what you're looking for. If you're coming to these areas, I really think you ought to check out Parrish, Florida. There's so many great areas to live. Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch, Sarasota, Palmetto. There's a lot of great areas, but I hope that Parrish is also on your radar. It looks like Seaire is going to offer something for everyone, from lower square footage to much, much more square footage if you've got and you need that much space. 2-car garage, 3-car garages, that sort of thing. Very walkable. There's going to be parks and trails and a lot of outdoor activities. And that's what really living in Florida is about. And like I said at the intro, remember, you're only about 40 to 45 minutes from beaches, real beaches. So if Seaire is something you want to talk about, give me a ring. We can chat about it. I'll be keeping an eye on the prices, the floor plans, the square footage, that sort of thing, the CDD fees, the HOA fees. So if it's something you're interested in, definitely give me a call.
Here's my number, so call me maybe.
Make sure to like this video and subscribe to this YouTube channel so I can keep this information coming at you. I look forward to sharing other new communities that are coming out, keeping you posted on the ones that are already here. I'd love to hear from you. I'm Catherine Newman. See you next time, and Happy New Year.